We're standing on perhaps the only 20 square feet of a parking lot. This might look like the ocean, but I am standing in a parking lot as the water inches closer and closer to us here at the Beach Haven Fishery. The last time I talked to you, Aisha, just to put into perspective, I was standing out by that utility pole. Definitely take their advice. Do not go into these dangerous conditions. We already have had some deaths down the shore this summer. They won't end their sanctuary city status despite threats of losing federal funding. He urges the legislature to send the Immigrant Trust Act to Governor Murphy's desk. Meantime, in the capital city, I spoke to a protester who was arrested for confronting ICE agents. Today, they are standing by his side after he was arrested and released here at Delaney Hall. When fire crews arrived around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, flames had already engulfed this now charred home. Fortunately, everyone was able to get out safely, but the high wind speeds caused these flames to quickly spread to the home next door. They say that is far too dangerous for them to let us leave the scene as this fire rages on here behind me. You might be able to see it over my shoulder here, those dark plumes of smoke. You might also be able to hear the humming of a helicopter that just went by. Pedestrians like me can now walk across the Shark River Bridge now that construction is finally done. Cars have been detoured to Route 35, causing traffic on an already heavily commuted roadway. And local business owners tell me that they've really felt the pinch during some of their busiest few months. This is so much fun! So what are you waiting for? It's the perfect time of year to book your visit. I decided to go with the green band. I'm sure you all could have guessed that, but my photographer Pat chose to go with a red one. I don't know, maybe I drained his social battery throughout working with him today. He's nodding no. If the legislature sends the Immigrant Trust Act to your desk, would you sign it into law? As governor, how would you handle the potential for more of these facilities opening in the state? They have to be apprehended in some way, and then they have to be housed in the interim. You tell me, what is your plan then for someone who's undocumented? Can they be promised freedom of speech under your administration?
Oh, absolutely.
We don't want to forget that he did almost flip the state here. How important was that endorsement from the president for you? Although the former mayor of Montclair, Sean Spiller, and Representatives Josh Gottheimer and Mikey Sherrill are all running against the current mayor of Newark, Ras Baraka, today they are standing by his side after he was arrested and released here at Delaney Hall.
If you're going to come after one of us, you're going to come after all of us. That's why we're standing here today, to say, hey, we weren't sure if Mayor Baraka would have been able to be here today, but we were going to be here to say it's unacceptable, and just because you try and silence one of us, you're not going to silence all of us.
Standing just steps away from where Newark Mayor Ras Baraka was arrested less than 24 hours ago, gubernatorial opponent Sean Spiller and Congressman Josh Gottheimer united.
I even sent a letter to the Attorney General, the United States Attorney General, this morning saying you're dropping those charges right now, and you're going to reverse course here.
The mayor, who has been charged with trespassing, stepped beyond the gate at the 1,000-bed facility privately operated by Geo Group to join a congressional delegation touring the detention center on Friday. He's been a vocal critic of ICE housing migrants at Delaney Hall despite ongoing legal battles over permits. Prior to his release, interim U.S. Attorney Alina Habba releasing a statement saying, quote, he has willingly chosen to disregard the law. That will not stand in the state. He has been taken into custody. No one is above the law.
It's about standing up for the folks who are inside here right now, who don't have anyone who can take a peek inside, who don't know who's being held, who don't know what the conditions are. You know, this is just not who we are as a country, and we've got to speak up for it.
Representative Mikey Sherrill, also running for governor, speaking up later on in the day.
To see a police force where we couldn't identify them. They had their badges covered, they didn't have insignia, they didn't have names, they had bandanas on, dark glasses, no accountability. That should not be happening here in New Jersey.
Meantime, on the Republican side, the mayor of Newark has faced criticism for not focusing on other issues such as what's going on here at the airport, and some even going as far as calling this a publicity stunt. One member of the community calling for the council president to host a town hall with the mayor and the police chief who were not at tonight's council meeting. The council president did tell me personally that he is planning on doing that, but tonight healing is needed for a community that is still very visibly still hurting. The name of the woman shot and killed by police rang through the streets of New Brunswick just days after bullets clanged through the senior housing complex she lived in when police were called as she suffered from what her family says was a mental health episode.
Right now I'm devastated. You know, my aunt she meant so much to our family.
68-year-old Deborah Terrell has rallied the community she grew up in her memory. At one point, protesters banging on the glass doors to be let into a packed council meeting. And inside, solidarity as hundreds of people question why she was tased, pepper sprayed, and fatally shot by police.
I'm going to give it to the Attorney General because that's just what the law says, but tonight we even gave them more than the 5 minutes that they are allowed because people grieve different ways and everything like that. So we hope things will come out well.
Police were called because she reportedly had a knife in her hand and was threatening other residents. Her family said she recently had changed medications.
It ain't have to go like that. 4 cops, 1 girl, as much stuff that they got out there, how they could have stopped this here. They tased and this girl, she ain't weigh no more than me. She's a grandmother, she's a mother, she's somebody's sister. It didn't have to go like that.
At one point, tears running down council member Glenn Fleming's face, but some residents like this 81-year-old say that's not enough. Her friend's killing motivating her to run for council.
It took her death to wake the city up. Listening to the people in there, I hope they come out and I hope they do the right thing. But we need to run for office, and it should be on our terms.
And at this point, the Attorney General's office is investigating. No word on any charges. Reporting live in New Brunswick, Joti Rekhi, News 12 New Jersey. We're at Saturn Pizza in Brick Township, just one of many restaurants showing their support to fire crews as they continue their efforts with the Jones Road wildfire. The owner tells me donating pizza is just a small way to show his gratitude.
What could I do for you guys?
Just give me a slice.
Sure.
Pizza with a purpose.
I was actually driving up the Parkway, and the first thing I thought about was, do I turn around? That night I said, what would Grandma do? And I would only ask her for advice. So this was what I came up with.
Giovanni Catani opened up his pizzeria just 2 weeks after his grandma lost her battle with cancer this past February. She was with him throughout the renovation process, and he still feels her here today.
She wrote to me, Giovanni, remember your determination and never give up. Make all your dreams come true. Best wishes for success. Keep God in heart and mind. Love you, heart and soul. Grandma Sandy.
Giovanni says the firefighters who've been out here for days operate with the same heart and soul as his grandma, a nurse.
They're heroes every day, but after what we've seen and how they've kept this contained, there's nothing. This is the prime example.
Caliber Construction also teamed up with Eat Clean Bro to drop off food to first responders still here on scene.
Local businesses in town to the residents have been dropping off everything, food, water, everything that you could think of. It's been amazing, actually. Very proud of the community for this.
And if you want to help Giovanni or any of these other local restaurants or businesses in showing their support, we have a growing list of ways that you can help in this story on our website. Reporting in Brick Township, Joti Rekhi, News 12 New Jersey.